of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
But L says, who will give me a goodly loan? Who will give me a loan? And the people say, okay, let me help the Lord. Let me loan the Lord something for myself. Let me give the Lord my 10%, but I'm going to give the Lord a little more. Make the Lord happy with me more so than it's happy with anybody else. I'm a help the Lord. First of all, we go back to what this loan is. The loan that the Lord asked for is the loan of life that it gave to you. All it's asking you is who gonna return what belongs to me? To me. I gave you life, now I'm asking for you to give it back and let me give you something better. But it's not saying so much, I'm going to give you something better. It's saying, trust me, give me the loan back. Those who trust and have faith, they give the loan and they find this wondrous blessing, this wondrous treasures. Some of them so rich they can't even express how rich they are in the essence of reality. And they know that, wait a minute, even the devil want peace. The devil want peace. The devil calls for peace in hell. And it gets frustrated knowing that it can't have it. Every now and then it's, oh Lord, please just give me peace. Damn, what am I asking for? I hate them humans. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the thing is, want for the people what you want for yourself, and the thing that we want that outstrips everything else is peace. You know, you got maniacs out here killing people, raping people, robbing people. What are they trying to gain? They're trying to gain some peace. I know it sounds crazy, but they're trying to gain some harmony, some satisfaction. All that is a part of peace. They trying to balance themselves out. You from their crazy, perverted mind, they think that this thing they do is gonna give them that. I'm gonna straighten out the world. I'm gonna kill all the prostitutes, and there will be no more prostitution. And then they go out looking for people that look like prostitutes, and they find some satisfaction in it. So you can't find a thing in life. And I mean a thing. I didn't just say a human being. You can't find a thing in life that's not trying to find or have or maintain or stay in peace. Peace is harmony. Peace is calm. Peace is satisfaction. You can't find a thing.
When we talk about peace, Lord, is there a one correct way, a correct direction to peace? Because you talked about those that you would call good, those you would call evil, those you would call aggressive, those you would call passive, looking for peace. The devil looking for peace, all humans, all animals, all things. But there is, in that, is there a correct path of the way? I mean, is there the correct path of the way, the correct way to seek the peace, that prescribed way?
Yeah. It starts at birth. When you are born, the first thing your mother should say to you and your father should say to you is what? Assalamu alaikum. May the peace of Allah, may the peace of El be within about your presence. That should be the first thing in greeting you to this world. Starting you off correctly. Because this world, as it was in that world that you come from, belongs to the Lord El. And if they want you to be in harmony with the Lord El, the essence of life, the reality of life, the essential being of life, the El, may the peace of El be within about your presence. Huh? My son, my daughter, you belong to El. You're my responsibility. I must lead you aright. And that is for you to stay in the path of the way to the peace of El. Always remember it. Always praise it. Always worship it. Always look to see it in all things that's being done, in all things that is. Never let it escape your mind. Never let it escape your view. Even though it in its ultimate reality is unseen, it is seen in the act of all things that it creates. That's the correct way to it. But see, people get lost from that when they start possessing or thinking that their mind is the great mind, and that complementary remembrance, that complementary salutation, which they should give even to themselves and other creatures. Why do you think Prophet Muhammad guided the people, the angels, I should say, not Prophet Muhammad, but the angels guided the people, taught Muhammad in prayer? You turn to your right and to your left and salam the angels, even though you can't see them. During the time you're making your salat, near the end you say, assalamu alaikum rahmatullah, assalamu alaikum. You talking to the angels. Some people think you talking to the person next to you. Well, he said salam those angels that's on the side of you. And hopefully the angels on the side of you are the angels of El from the heights. And not a devil. Some people actually think that in their holy houses of worship, there's no devils. How preposterous.
How preposterous would be a pretty. That's pretty provocative in itself, but
yeah.
Why how preposterous though? How I mean
it's just ridiculous that they would think that the devil can't come through their door when so many people in there. It's not right. The devil come right in with them. Do you think the devil that's with you? Because if you have a psychic, if your third eye is open, getting kind of metaphysics here, but if your third eye is open, your sixth sense is open, you will have the ability to see the devils that's hanging out with people all around them. Them devils don't get to various houses of worship and say, okay, I got to wait outside until they get finished.
But
they come right inside with them.
But see, that's where we go back to TV and that false teaching.
Well, that's where we go to people not believing in the unseen. In the first verses of the Holy Quran, where Allah says, this is for those who believe in Allah and the unseen. And they don't believe in the unseen. They swear they do, but they liars.
Because a lot of that stuff, that's why I tell my children about that scary movie. People, they make these scary movies and got you thinking the devil look like this and the devil gonna do this. Right. And get you all freaked out in the head. In the Catholic Church, have you thinking that if you come into some place holy, the devil is knocked away from you, the devil can't touch you. All that's garbage.
Well, not really, not all of it, because the devil do look like some of them creatures that you see on TV, because somebody evil has their third eye open, and they've seen them, and they drew pictures of them, and they know what they look like. I've seen them. That's how I know.
I know.
But can the devil hurt you?
Not unless it's Ahezaah wills.
If the devil can't hurt you, only Ahezaah can hurt you. That's the great trick. The devil has no power. The devil has as much power as you have. Even though I tell you, smack me if you can, and you smack the hell out of me, I will tell you, you didn't do that, the Lord did it. Because the Lord is what gives you power. In reality, I mean, you got to go beyond everything to see the Lord. That's the only way you're going to see it. And if you could see the Lord's acts, even in the devil, then you come to a greater understanding about what El is. Then you could submit wholly and become of the holy. You know, but if you X that out, but what you're talking about is that the advocates of the devil want you scared of the devil. And they throw them pictures up there. And it's always, I mean, like she and I, we laugh a lot about, like, when we see Dracula pictures and vampire pictures and stuff. And I remember people used to ask me, why you like to look at them pictures so much? I said, because they tell the truth in those pictures. And when you get those so-called righteous pictures, they deceive you. Have you trying to worship something that ain't worthy of worship, and them demonic pictures, they be throwing down the truth, man. In all kinds of lights, dark lights, but they be throwing it down. But you need to understand what they're saying. And like in most of the vampire pictures, the priests, they always get taken out by the devil. They telling you in plain English, this is what happens in life. The priests get taken out by the devil.
That's true.
The rabbis, they get taken out by the devil.
Like the famous movie, The Exorcist.
All of them, they get taken out by the devil. That's what's really going on in life, and people can't believe it. They can't believe it. I looked at the Pope that just passed some years ago, and I just thought it was hilarious that they put his little red shoes on, because it just reminded me of what he gonna be stepping in, the fire. Bury him in them little red shoes, you know? I mean, some people say, oh, Lord, how could you talk about the Pope like that? He ain't holy.
They call him the holy.
To them, they believe he's holy. Huh? The only holy I would know about him is the holes in his clothes. The holes in his words that he considered truth. Huh? The holes in the code of his system. I don't care how great a man is in the minds of people. I don't care how many people it is that follow that man. See, we get caught by looking at the outer things. Like I said, if you don't look from inside out, you won't see. You look from outside in, you're going to see things and you're going to get confused. People will not bow down to truth because they see people threatening to them, not realizing that nobody can hurt you unless
It'd be Allah's will.
Ahezaah, the Lord El, do it to him. Allah says clearly, whatever it gives, no man can take away. Whatever it holds back, no man can give. That's in actions, man. Mm-hmm. That's in actions. Mm-hmm. That's not just in your understanding of knowledge and things like that, which people relegate that saying to. That's in every act of life. Mm-hmm. I have had so many near misses accidents where I should have been hurt, man, taken out. Mm-hmm. And all I can say is, oh, Father, here we go again. Thanks. Mm-hmm. You know?
But the world of people that they've been duped into calling that good luck, coincidence, stuff, you know, oh, I'm lucky me,
No,
you know.
If you want to make luck an attribute of Ahezaah, then good
so
luck.
be it.
But it's right. I caught you all that one.
No.
But that's the truth.
Yeah, I know that Holy Apostle we used to fuss at him because sometimes he could be so slow about, you know, getting himself together when we had to be somewhere, and we'd be mad. Mm-hmm. And he, you know, then he said to us, well, I'm always on time with time. And we get mad and be like, oh, yeah. But, you know, one day I was driving to work, and I worked quite a distance away from home. And I had this thing of rushing like I was crazy. And this one day, you know, my family members made me late. And when I got to where I needed to be, it was this terrible accident. And I said, oh, I'm on time with time, you know. And I start realizing that.
You didn't call it coincidence.
No, I didn't call it coincidence because I was told the truth about it. See, we don't never trust Allah.
And we can't know how much we escape.
Right, and we don't know how much we escape. You know, people, we take Allah for granted. When we get ready to leave home, we think we're going to automatically come back. You know, we don't know that. You know, and there's so many things going on in the world now, and I said the world is going crazy. People has lost their mind. You know, all these killings and what have you. Yes. But it's hard for us to relate that to Allah because they have tricked us from the beginning of time that all good is from Allah and all bad is from the devil. And we try to categorize things. And in trying to categorize these things, you know, we make all these false assumptions that what we see is correct.
One assumption in that is perceiving the devil to be equal with Allah. When you say Allah is the good and the devil is the evil, something like that.
Finish what you're saying. I want to talk about that.
And by us making these assumptions, we truly lose sight that nothing can be done outside of Allah's will. Nothing, you know. And by us losing that, it's hard for us to accept when someone tell us. You know, we have people that say, oh, this person held on till you came before they passed on. No. It sounds good, but that's not true. They didn't pass away until you came, but it wasn't their time yet. You know, we can't go a minute, a second before it's Ahezaah will, nor can we stay back. You know what I'm saying? A minute or a second, but we don't try to get that close to relate to Ahezaah. Nothing can happen outside of Ahezaah will. No matter how we perceive it to be horrible or great, it still is by Ahezaah will. And that's really, I know for me, it was something hard for me to digest because of the teachings. I was like, but Ahezaah is all good. How could Ahezaah do this? But to say that Ahezaah is not the cause and effect is to give someone power over Ahezaah. So if you deal with the reality that Ahezaah is all powerful, then you could deal with the reality that this event or this situation happened by Ahezaah wills.
Okay, I'm going to say something that's very deep. So brothers and sisters, you A.H.A.D believers, if you're not sitting down, sit down. Just relax, okay? By following the commandments, the holy commandments of the Lord of Allah, the Lord of the throne, when you get to the higher levels of realization, when the Lord knocked down so many veils to your life and let you start seeing it at a higher level, a greater realization, you come into a knowing that Allah on the right and the devil on the left is equal. Allah equal in its good and right and exactness, its perfectness, and the devil equal in his incorrectness, his perversions, and everything on the negative side. Okay? Now, the Lord the originator of life, has given Ahezaah the authority of power on the right and given the Lord Satan the power of nothing on the left. You feel where I'm coming from with this? One on the right, positive, one on the left, negative. All power, no power. All of reality, all of illusion. All of the real, all of the unreal. Huh? So in that I say the devil has no power. Allah has the authority of power. Now, El is above Allah and the devil, is above Ahezaah and the devil. Ahezaah, Allah, Amin, Ra, Aleph, Omega, all those names of the Lord of the throne, that's only the Lord of the throne. Now, I don't say that with disrespect to it. I'm speaking from the height of El, saying down to you that's only the Lord of the throne. El is beyond everything created. It created, even though people don't see it, can't understand it, it created the Lord of the throne. It created the throne. It created the elements of the throne, the essence of the throne. It created the creations of the waters of creation. It created the heavens. It created the earth. It created the various levels of being, in the astral realm, the ether realm, the ethereal realm, the spirit realm. It created all those things. It created us a Lord that represents it, that we bow down to, that have authority over everything, a master and Lord over all worlds. And El is not a world. El creates worlds. El is, we don't know what it is. And the greatness of it can't be measured. We can say Allah or Ahezaah is the greatest. The greatest is the greatest of something. Well, El is beyond that. So, I guess we'll get a lot of letters. What did he say? But the truth of the matter is that El, the principle of life, the most important item of life, is a thing of Allah that caused it to be the all-powerful, to have innumerable attributes, to seat that throne before men, to take form and to be formless before the eyes of the angels, to manifest his greatness over the angels, who know that El is beyond them and Allah is beyond them, or the Lord of the throne is beyond them. But what did El say to me? What did Ahezaah and Allah say to me? In the name of Allah, it said to me, I formed the Lord of the throne by the supermost supreme archangels, which people call the seraphim. I formed that to manifest a representative of myself. And I said to Gabriel, well, what is it? Like you see it, he said, we as angels don't know what it is. But we know this, when it undressed, when the seraphims are removed, when all the supermost supreme archangels are removed from that form, that body, it is still there. Unseen, we know it's still there. And we recognize. And we don't know how it does what it does. People think that the angels know everything. They don't. Everything created has limitations. El is not created. Now, people want to say that Mary consorted with the Lord of the throne, or Lord of the throne consorted with Mary and they made Jesus. Lord of the throne is too great for that. Some people want to say that angels want to have women, human beings. Angels are too great for that. That's like me wanting to go out into the hood and jump down the sewer, grab a rat, and make love to it. Or less.
Or less.
I can't see
But
it.
that's yeah. Clear example.
They lie. The devils are the advocates. They lie through their teeth, man. Just like the only power we have is in prayer and what's coming from our heart, praise and begging of the Lord. What they have is words too. When they create illusions and stuff, and they got people thinking that the angels, they show that stuff in the media, on television, in the movies, like Michael and Gabriel wanted a woman amongst human beings. People playing those roles don't know that they got to pay for that stuff when they stand before the Lord of the throne.
Or before that.
Huh?
Or before that.
Oh yeah, they gonna pay before it, but when they definitely gonna pay when they get there. See, the whole thing about paying is that no matter how much you pay here, you still gonna pay when you get to the throne.
I asked once. You shared with me once.
Let me say this before
Sure.
you go
Go
on,
ahead,
because the
Lord.
thought just popped in
Go
my
ahead,
head. No matter how much you pay here, you can't be paid and be able to exist here as much as what Ahezaah, the Lord of the throne, gonna pay you. You won't be, your life won't be able to handle the payment. But when you are stripped of all these houses that your mind is within, then you can be paid fully. Because heaven and hell is a thing that the Lord El creates by his words in your mind. And Ahezaah can keep you for an eternity alive in hell burning, and you never burn up. Keep you in anguish and you never get out of it. Make you pray for death and annihilation, complete annihilation from existence, and you never get it. And there's nobody to help you against it. Now,
Yeah, no, Lord. just in response to that, and going back to the actors or any of the people that do things in ignorance, what they call ignorance, you know. And I asked the question, you know, I mean, are the people responsible for their ignorance? You answered, you said yes, they are, because even if it's something that's say more profound than the reality of portraying a role in a movie, and they're thinking that they got to serve consequences when they might not be malicious in their act, that particular individual, but because they didn't listen to a lesson from the time when they were maybe youths in their various churches or synagogues or places of where they learned the basic lessons that the Lord El sent forth to them, by them ignoring those earlier lessons, that was like a transition, like a domino effect.
Well, maybe Fakir, maybe one of the problems they have is that they didn't ignore those lessons in those houses of worship. Maybe if they would have ignored those lessons and took the lesson of life, because see, the Lord says no man is without truth. Every man has a soul, and every soul speaks to a man. And in the privacy of your life, wherever you may be, you know that the truth comes to you. You know the truth is told to you. You know you hear it, and you fight it. Some people fight it and act as though it don't exist. But ignorance itself is an affront against the wise. Ignorance itself. Every man, woman, and child on the face of the planet Earth has been called by El to righteousness. That's part of our makeup in the creation of our being. Everything moves towards the peace. Everything is called to the peace.
Right.
That's why in the Holy Quran, Allah says so many more times than pray, it says, remember me. Remember Allah. Remember. What? Rejoin yourself. Become a member again in your mind to El. It's constantly calling you to remember. Because if you remember and you remember righteously, then your prayer will be directed at all things. And your praise will be of El in all things that you see, because you know that it's all its handiwork. But if you don't follow the course, then you're going to be victimized by your ignorance, which you're victimized by your ignorance as soon as you ignore anyway.
Right.
You may not register it, but ultimately,
But the word ignorance actually means to ignore.
to ignore,
To
you got to
ignore.
look at the word.
Ignore it. And the thing is, you know, that's the devil within us that plays that trick. We know. Ahezaah do not leave anybody out there. I know for myself growing up, we know right from wrong. We know those things. Now, if we have a tendency to forget, that's because we want it to forget. It ain't that the Lord, because you know yourself when you get ready to commit a wrong act, you know
You
that
can feel
there's something in you that's telling you you're wrong and what you're getting ready to do. It ain't like Ahezaah just leave you out there, but you ignore it so that you can have a way to escape. Or here you come with your excuses. Nobody is victimized, you know, and nobody is innocent.
Yeah.
You understand? And people love to play the victim and love to play the innocent role, but nobody's in them states. We try to put ourselves in them states, but we're not. And the sad part about that is we have so many people that do things, and they sometimes they choose to do it to hurt other people, but don't have no idea how much they hurting themselves.
Just like what the subject of the conversation is about. I'm not gonna give salams to her or him. You know, and they hurt themselves.
That giving the salams is a form of remembrance, giving remembrance to the Lord.
Yeah, bowing down to the code of Islam.
Oh well. The music tells us that it's time. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful show. Beautiful conversation. We're gonna, I guess we're gonna close out with this show if we can. We're gonna give you our address with our A.H.A.D moment.
Right. To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you